pot on the fire while adding water to it. I wasn't concentrating on the dishes, all my attention was diverted to her. I was staring and smiling at her. I pick up some jokes when everywhere was so boring. I made sure to make her laugh forgetting she wasn't with her husband. I want her to be free with me so I can easily get into her. My jokes was getting her so hard, she was laughing just like a baby. Her smile was so cool and her laugh makes her look more beautiful. Even if she was angry, I guess her beauty will cover up for her. When I was out of jokes, I started some talk about relationships. From there, she drove me to sex talks. I can't believe she can start something of such with me. She was talking about sex. Using my dick as an example of the talk. We are getting along so easy, she wasn't tough at me. She was so cool to talk with. While still making her laughing so hard, my boss walked in. He was wearing a smiling face. He hugged his wife. The moment they disengaged from the hug, I stretched my hands to him requesting for a hug too. We all burst into laughter. I'm not a gay, my boss said, and we burst into laughter again. He left immediately. A call came in through his phone, then I continue my chat with her. Lest I forget, when will your sister come visiting? I asked. She was in school. She left not quite long before your arrival. But why asking of her? I smiled. You answered me already. So, never mind. If I see you near my sister, I will kill you. She said, holding my cloth in a funny threatening way and also laughing at the same time. While holding my cloth jokingly, her hand accidentally hit my dick. I pretended not to feel anything. I keep the playing on. I thought she made a mistake by hitting my dick until this thug spirit came again. Man. You see now, she wasn't joking. She has fallen a long time ago. That wasn't accidentally, but intentionally. She wants to see your reaction. Why not holding her right now and kiss her neck, the spirit said with a thick voice. No, my boss was around, he can berg in any time from now. Do you want to implicate me? I started transferring words with the spirit inwardly. In reality, I was washing the blending machine. The thing is a bit hard to get washed. I was using that moment to understand the damn spirit. Your boss left to chat with another girl, he won't be back in the kitchen now, do it now even if. The door knob twisted open and my boss walked in. The spirit shut instantly. My boss walked in. But, I thought it said my boss won't come in this moment. Is this spirit giving the legit update? I asked myself. So, what are you guys up to? Are you giving the best meal? My boss asked with a smiling face. You don't trust me again? The best cook of the year, my boss wife said. Well, let's wait and see. After some moments, the dining table was stashed with food. We all sat at once and eat like a happy family. I could see my boss nodding his head while eating, signifying the food was delicious. Truly, apart from beauty, my boss wife is a good cook. Everything about her is top-notch, no doubt. After the delicacy, the two couple walked to their room while I was left alone with the TV. I started imagining how the moment will be in there. I can boldly say it, they are going in for sex, nothing more. But, how is that my business? Am I getting jealous of the two? I focus on the movie, but no, I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to know what's up in there. How will my boss wife moan while making out? Then, my dick started getting hard when I couldn't get my mind off the two. I got up from the chair and find the way upstairs. Dennis, what you are about to do isn't polite, behave yourself and stop this poke-nosing, the gentle spirit whispered in a calm voice. I wasn't doing anything, I just wanted to have a look of the two without them knowing, I said. That's no bad idea, you can go ahead, the thug spirit said. I got to the door and placed my hand on the knob. I turned the door knob open and met the two sleeping separately. I was shocked. What is happening? I don't expect to meet them this way. I could see the look on their face too, shocked. I was breathing heavily like someone who has been chased by a ghost. Dennis, what happened? My boss asked. I saw a ghost downstairs. The movie displayed is a horrible film. I tried changing it but saw someone's shadow laughing at me. I lied. Do you see the person? My boss asked again. No, just the shadow. I turned back but no one was there. Let's go. I led the way forward while he followed and his wife who was walking slowly behind us. But, this is cartoon, not something horrible, my boss said pointing at the TV. I looked at the TV again and it's truly a cartoon. I tried to form another lie but none came to my head. I think you should just go to your room, my boss wife said from upstairs. Exactly. My boss switched the TV off and he led the way to my room. He opened the door while I walk in pretending to be scared. I thought the lie got them. They don't even doubt me, they follow me to know everyone was safe. I lay on my bed facing the ceiling, then I started thinking if the two are good. Their sleeping position is confusing. Did the two argue before going to bed? I asked myself. No, because they walk in together. I was still in thought when I dozed off. I woke up earlier before my boss could come into my room. I sat on the bed as I switch on the TV to start watching alone. I was watching with my dimmed eyes. Getting up from sleep could be so tiring. The moment I remember the sweet moment with my boss wife in the kitchen, I got up and ran downstairs to help out in the kitchen. I opened the door gently and she was right in the kitchen. I smiled and walked up to her. Can I be of help? I asked getting to her. No, I'm almost done here, she said. Think I should take my leave, I said. Deep down in me, I was pained. But, do you really see a ghost last night? She asked the moment turned to leave. I froze. I don't know why she was digging the matter further. I sighed, I started cooking another set of lie for her. I saw the shadow not the ghost itself. I couldn't wait to confirm if I saw a ghost truly, that's why I ran to your room, I said. But, how come we didn't see the ghost before leaving the sitting room? Maybe it was scared of you guys. The moment I was left alone down there, it decided to show off. She sighed and continued her cooking. I turned to the door and left before she held me with another question. I was running straight to my room when I met my boss on the stair. I greeted. I was expecting him to ask something similar about the ghost but he didn't. He only answered and told me to get ready for work. I nodded in affirmation to what he said and ran straight to my room. The clothes my boss gave to me yesterday was still hanged neatly. I walked to it and sniffed it. The smell was still good. I ran to the bathroom to have a quick shower. I walk out after some seconds, I removed the clothes and put it on. My boss turned the engine on and we drove off after having breakfast. We got to work and my boss left immediately. Probably went for something important. I was so bored staying alone in the office. The moment my boss came, he asked me to join him in the car. I went and we both headed to a big mall. He told me to pick any cloth of my choice. I didn't see that coming now. The mall is so big with beautiful outfits. Everything in there must be so expensive. After walking round the mall, I picked few things so he won't spend most of his hard-earned on me to look good. We left after making payments. My boss surprised me again as he took me to phone shop. We walked to the sales girl and she followed us to the phones giving us prices. I wanted to pick a phone of 100K but my boss stopped me. I was scared thinking I have gone beyond his expectation but he instead told me to pick something better. I finally picked an iPhone and we left. On our way back to office, a call came in and he put it on loudspeaker as he continued driving. The person calling broke the news that my boss' mom just died. My boss was shocked hearing the news. He asked the man what happened to his mom but he couldn't give necessary details. My boss drove home instantly, he wanted to get going to the village that moment. He called his manager to make sure everything went good before his arrival. My boss finally got his car key and said to leave. I smiled to myself. This is the right time to get her, the thug spirit said with its usual thick voice. I smiled to myself as I watched my boss drove off. His wife was standing by the door looking at him going as well. I walked to my room. I was just smiling around like a she-goat. I was waiting for the perfect time. The room was cool and I didn't see the sleep coming as I started dozing. Hey! Get up, the thug spirit came again. I opened my eyes widely. The time has come, go meet her in the kitchen, the spirit whispered. I pull off my shirt as I walk half naked to her in the kitchen. She was cooking for just me and her. It was getting late already. My boss won't be arriving today, he will come early tomorrow. I opened the kitchen door without making any sound. Just as the spirit said that she has been craving for me just like I was, I think things should go without stress between us. I hug her from behind, grabbing her boobs, trying to kiss her neck also, when she instantly shifted from her position. She turned back to see me smiling like someone been beating with a pant. "What's the meaning of all this?" she asked furiously. It's nothing. Are you normal at all?" she asked again. "Take your voice down, it's not up to this," I said calmly. "Seems I have been too friendly with you, right?" "No, not that. But I think we should be." "I'm sorry," I pleaded instantly. "If I had known it was you, your head would have been scattered with this pestle," she said, pointing to the small pestle. "What have I got myself into? I thought she really want me. What have I done?" I asked myself while still standing before her. "Pardon my manners," I pleaded again. "You don't have to beg, your boss will know about this," she said. Hearing that, my brain reset. I was so scared. Deep down I started feeling cold. I know I have bite more than I can chew. "I beg you, this will never happen again," I started begging, almost kneeling before her. "This will repeat itself, only if I report will you stop it," she threatened further. I put my 2 hands on my head and walk out of the kitchen. I headed straight to my room. I feel like crying, but I keep holding it back. The spirit that keep pushing me was nowhere to be found anymore. I started thinking of what next to do before my boss arrived. I know he won't take it lightly with me. Should I return to the village before he arrives, or what should I do? Maybe I should just end it all up. I should rape her. At last, all die na die. I will be judged for same thing as hugging her from behind. I stood up and headed to the door. I know she will lock herself in the room once she enter. I started monitoring her so I could follow her immediately she walk into the room. I left the door opened a little so I could see her entering. The moment I saw her walking in, I ran after her and burst into the room before she locked the door. I immediately cover her mouth and forcefully push her to bed. I lock lips with her as I started undressing her. She was struggling under me, but I overpowered her. I finally tear her skirt when I couldn't get it off her. I was already half naked. I just pull off my boxer and started delivering into her rapidly. I clip her hands to the bed and forcefully penetrate into her. She was so tight. Guess my boss hasn't been using her regularly, he might be preserving her. I was going in so deep and fast while she screamed under me. She was shouting and screaming for help, but no one was near could come to her aid. After all, I will be found guilty, but I don't care. I can get locked up, that wasn't strange to me. Tears started rolling down her eyes. I know I have hurt her, but I have to satisfy myself as well. She was too hot not to be tasted. "Do you know what you have lost due to your bad act?" something whispered to me while going harder into my boss wife. "You've caused a great loss in your own life." The voice came again. What have I done? I got down from her and ran to my room, taking my clothes along. I dress up and decided to leave the house before my boss arrived the following morning. I picked some clothes in a small bag and headed downstairs. The entrance door was locked. I try opening it with force, but the door security can't be break by any slightly things. I turned back and headed to the back door. I found it locked also. The windows was so tight, I can't pass through it. I ran back to my boss' room to grab the key from her by force, but she locked the door already. Did she know my plans? How come she blocked every way outside? I gently sat on the floor and started weeping profusely. I will be sentenced to life imprisonment for a rape case. Tears keep falling off my eyes. I couldn't sleep as I keep monitoring the time. As early as 6 a.m., my boss' car arrived the compound. I peeped through the window and saw him with 2 hefty men. Immediately they opened the door and took me to the police. If you were to be the boss, what would you have done? Tell us in the comments section and where you are watching from. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.